Hello everybody. We got a 2001 BMW M5 in, and this car has a little bit of a leak from the valve covers, so we're gonna do the valve covers, and while we're in there we're gonna throw in some new plugs. So let's get going. Alright, we're gonna start off removing the air intake tubes. Alright, ours has a bar right here, so we're going to remove that out. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to get these two hoses out. They're all flathead screwdrivers, but I'm using a 1/4 socket. Oh, we're lucky. These hoses are good. Alright, bring the clamps down so we don't lose them. Then we're gonna start taking this 10 millimeters. Looks like these guys are gonna be on the way too, so we're gonna pop them out. We're gonna pop them out real quick. There's one right here, one more right there. So these are pretty much, they are all the same. These three are the same, so are these three. But I'm just gonna number them just in case, so I don't have to figure out how to put it back and waste time on figuring out which one goes where. Alright, so each one of them is held by a number 8 bolt, two number 8 bolts. bunch of number 10 bolts all around, so we're gonna get those out too. These are all the same, so you don't have to worry about which one goes where. Alright, we got a few more hoses to take out. One right here, one right there, and one more right here. So they're all just flathead screwdrivers. So let's take care of those. Alright, we're very lucky today. All the hoses are nice and soft, so things are coming out okay. So on this side, we're gonna have to disconnect these hoses and possibly push them a little back. So let's start with the hard side first. Let's take the beauty covers off first. Whoops, we lost the I see it on the floor. Alright, we're gonna start off with the coils. So this, you just pry it in and pull it up. Pry it in, pull it up. Alright, that's out. We have 2 grounds. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cover these just in case. Alright, let's get these hoses disconnected. Alright, so got this hose out. Gonna go under, gonna go up top. I think I'm gonna remove this too just to make more space. Alright, another flathead screwdriver right here. All right, there's one more ground right here. I think just taking out the bottom one is good enough because the rest is gonna stay. We left out one more ground right here. All right, so here we're pretty much free. We're gonna blow out the spark plugs. Make sure we have nothing in there. So when we remove them out, nothing goes inside. All right, let's get to the spark plugs. Alright, we got our new spark plugs, NGK, so that's what we're gonna put in. Alright, so the torque spec on this is, the book is calling from 17 foot-pounds. Alright, so spark plugs are on. Alright, we're gonna move the battery terminal. This one is a T25, so we'll remove this and push this to the side. Alright, let's start the valve cover. The first three bolts are actually bolts. These are just nuts. So the first three are different than the rest. Alright, looks like we're loose. Alright, we'll clean this up and get ready to put the new one. Alright, so we're gonna make sure we clean up all the corners, like right here, down here, and two on the back, because and then we're gonna make sure that all the channels are crystal clear for the valve cover gasket to sit on. It's very important. If the inside is not clean, we're gonna leak. And another thing is, all these come with washers. I'll put part numbers up for everything. These washers are all the same. These washers are all the same, and then the front three, 1, 2, 3 are different washers. So I'll put up the part numbers for everything. So real quick, these washers, they sit like that. they come out fairly easy. So if you put a screwdriver in like that and just pry it out, they will all come out fairly easy. And then for these washers, if you turn them around, put the screwdriver in, push them out, they come out pretty easy. And for the front 3 bolts, I just cut them. Don't waste your time on this. Just if you're gonna replace them, just cut them. Alright, so we got the valve cover nice and clean, and I can't stress you enough about these channels being clean. So make sure everything is crystal clear, because this job will just straight go to waste if you don't clean that up and have the gasket sitting right. So these are the part numbers for the little ones. You're gonna need 16 of these. Each side will take 8 of these, and this is the front 3 that will go right here. 1, 2, 3. These are the front 3, the part number for these. You'll need total of 6 for these to cover both sides. And this is the valve cover. So we'll fit this on and put it back on the car. I'll post these part numbers down in the description too, for you guys to see later. Alright, so I got some old-fashioned silicone. I'm just gonna put some on each corner, very little. One right there, one right there, one right here, one more right there. Alright, so this surface has been prepped already too. So I'm gonna put a little silicone on these corners right here. One here and one more down here. Alright, so I took the heater house, the heater core out of its bracket, and I pushed it all the way down, and I also removed the oil filter housing, and I pushed it to the side completely to get more room to put it on. So we'll give this a shot. Alright, I think we're on, but I'll secure it with one bolt, and then I'm gonna grab a mirror and look around, make sure it hasn't come out of anywhere. I think we're good. Alright, so the valve covers are calling for 7.5 foot-pounds of torque. Alright, we're torqued and ready. Let's put everything back together. Alright, when you're installing this, there's a rubber in the back right here. Make sure this lip catches that rubber. Alright, looks like we're done with the driver's side. We'll move on to the passenger side. Alright, I'm gonna get this out too to make a little more space. I'm gonna disconnect the ABS pump and see how much movement I have. There's a 10mm socket. Let's see how much I can remove this. Not much. Not much at all. Alright, I'm gonna get like a bungee cord or something and tie this to this, so at least it'll be holding up. We're gonna see if that gives us enough room. Alright, looks like we're all clear. So let's try to pull this off. Oh yeah, these lines are gonna be on the way. There we go. Alright, so we'll clean this off, prepare it for the new gasket, clean out the valve cover. Somebody had too much silicone on this one. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but these are the spark plugs I'm using. The laser platinum. That's what they look like. That's what the book calls for, so that's what I'm gonna put. Right, so we have our torque wrench set at 17 foot-pounds. So the book is calling from 15 to 19 foot-pounds. So I basically chose the middle, 17, and that's where I'm torquing it. Alright, so this area has already been cleaned out. The valve cover is clean, so I'm going to put the gasket on and then install it on the car. Alright, I'm just going to show you this. These two minor adjustments are helping me to put this on without touching anything. So if you take this 10mm out and put some wire and push this out of the way as much as you can without bending any lines. And if you see right here, these lines they're rubber, so they're flexible. So I put something right there, and again I just pulled it out of the way, so that way this area right here is clean for the valve cover to go in. So if you do those two things, it'll help you tremendously. Alright, so here's our valve cover, nice and clean. This is the part numbers for the passenger side. Again, I will include this in the description. So we'll put the gasket on and put it on the car. Again, we're gonna put some silicone on the corners. And then on the car, we're gonna put some on these corners right here. A little here and a little down here. Alright, we're ready to put the valve cover back on. Two things you gotta be careful from are these two guys right here. That's what hits this and gets this off balance, so you gotta make sure you clear it when you put it on. Alright, I think I'm on, but just gonna double check in the back. Alright, I think we're good. But now that I think about it, I think having this bracket out will also help you a lot. There's just two 13 millimeters that's holding, then it's fairly easy to reach to. So I think next time I do one like this, I'm gonna remove it just for easier access. That's one less thing to worry about. Alright, so for the upper, we're going to 22 7.5 again. Alright, for the upper, we're going to 7.5. Right, then we'll put it down. You put the cooler back on, make sure the ground's going in, and put it all back together. Oh, see, we almost forgot around on there. So there's probably 3 ground connections, but 4 wires. So on this side, these two grounds are connected in one place. So it's probably 3, 1, 2, 3. This is separate, that's separate, these two are together. Alright, first thing first, we're going to connect the hoses that go underneath. So follow the code down here. Alright, we're all set here. We'll start by putting all the 10mm back on. Alright, so I couldn't find the torque specs on these, so I'm just gonna torque them according to just hand, don't over torque it. So I have a 1/4 inch wrench, and instead of holding it from here and giving pressure, if I grab it like this, I can't give it too much pressure, but again, it's good enough to have it tight and at the same time not over tight it. To put this back on, so we mark this. So this is L4. This is L1. So sit like this, L2, and then L3. I'm going to go ahead and put the other side on before I tighten it. Alright, again, no torque on these. So, and these are plastic, so be careful not to break them. All right, let's put the lid on. These are slippery. All right, again, no specs on this, so just go with hand, don't try to over tight it. All right, we got 2 more hoses left right here. We'll put those on. All right, let's put our air filter housing on. All right, we're ready to start. We're missing the bar. We'll put the bar back after we make sure it's running good. So let's give it a start. On, everything is good. Sounds pretty good. Alright, so this pretty much sums our video up. Thanks for watching. Hope this will help you guys. Take care. Peace.